the planned rebellion of Denmark Vesey.
Did you know that in 1822, a group of slaves in South Carolina planned to overthrow their enslavers and establish freedom? Denmark Vesey, a free black man who had been enslaved in St. Thomas, was one of the leaders of this rebellion. After purchasing his freedom in 1799, he became a prominent member of the black community in Charleston, where he worked as a carpenter and a member of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Inspired by the successful Haitian Revolution and exposed to anti-slavery literature, Vesey began planning a rebellion. He wanted to take down the system that had kept him and his people enslaved for so long. With the help of others, he developed a plan to attack their enslavers, seize their arms, and liberate Charleston. On July 14, 1822, the day before the rebellion was set to take place, two enslaved men leaked the plot to the Charleston authorities. Over the next few days, more than 130 black people were arrested and 67 convicted of conspiracy. 35 men, including Vesey, were executed by hanging. After the failed rebellion, white authorities in Charleston imposed even more restrictions on enslaved and free black people in an effort to prevent any future insurrections.
The Stono Rebellion. You have probably heard of Nat Turner's rebellion, but have you heard of the Stono Rebellion? In 1739, the South Carolina governor's mansion was stormed by a group of about 20 enslaved Africans. They were led by a man named Jemmy, who had escaped from a nearby plantation. The group broke into a store near the Stono River, armed themselves with guns and machetes, and then started marching towards freedom. Along the way, they shouted "Liberty" and killed about 25 white colonists. As they marched, their numbers grew to around 60, but eventually they were met by a militia armed with guns, and a bloody battle ensued. Over 40 rebels were killed, many more captured, and those who survived the rebellion faced execution or a worse fate, being sold off to the West Indies. Despite its failure, the Stono Rebellion became one of the largest slave revolts in colonial America, and it sparked harsher slave laws across the South. Nat Turner's Rebellion.
This man shook the foundation of slavery in America. Nat Turner, a deeply religious enslaved preacher, believed he was chosen by God. In 1831, he saw a solar eclipse and took it as a sign that it was time. With a small group of armed enslaved men, he led one of the most significant slave rebellions in U.S. history. For 2 days, the rebellion spread fear across the South as Turner and his men burned houses and fled into the night. They killed around 60 slaveholders and their families before being stopped by state and federal militias. Turner would hide in the woods for nearly 2 months before being captured and hanged. But the damage was done. The rebellion led to brutal retaliation and even harsher laws against Black Americans. For more Black history facts, check out the channel. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.